Friends of CC Music live stream from the phone. I'm gonna just set the scene here a little bit. That's Dog Friends Club. Just dropped the child off. This is the farmers market. I think I think I might be able to we might be able to see some like historic markers or something. We're not really here for the um, for the Minneapolis history and all that, but but since we're here, we might as well take a look. So why am I here? Well, welcome back after picking the dog up. Figured this is a good time to go over what I know of what is going on with Netlabel Day on July 14th. So for us in the U.S., it will start on July 13th. So we're 8 days away. 8 days away. Almost a week away. It's Friday. Got the long 4-day weekend off from work, so that's what's given me the chance here to do this. So also Unleashed, which is a dog-friendly bar. I don't drink alcohol, so I'm not really a lot of point to go over there. He's over there. I think there are some, maybe it's like on the sign over there. I thought there were some historic markers over here, but maybe I was just wrong about that. But yeah, so we're 8 days away, and since it's the afternoon, we're like 7.5 days away. Pretty soon we'll be counting down the hours. Yeah, so here it's not really a historic marker, but this is, I thought we had something like this over here. So you can see established 1876. Been here for a minute, and they open it May through October, and then they open it for the winter market. We'll turn it that way briefly. Well, orientation locked, so I have to change it back. It says. So yeah, that is pretty cool. That NL stands for the North Loop, which I guess we're in. We're kind of a little bit in no man's land over here at the farmers market, but it is close to the North Loop, whether or not it is in the North Loop. One of these things that happens when with nice neighborhoods is that everybody starts to claim you, even if you're not technically in there. Sometimes you'll hear me refer to living in downtown. Strictly speaking, downtown west is right over there. But people that don't really know where the North Loop is, just outside of downtown. You might also hear me say lots of, I'm gonna flip this back around here. We have a lot of different definitions of downtown, like official definitions, but that's not why you're here. So anyway, thought that was a cool little detour that we could make. So let's get back to this whole Netlabel Day thing. So I'm obviously not in front of a computer. I'm guessing that we have 7 spots left still. Hour 13 is the first stop up for grad. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna, when I get back, I'm gonna move the spot. I had this kind of ambition of there being like a block Sonic, like a block, quote unquote, towards the end. But I think that's kind of not happened, and that's fine. I mean, goal number 1 is to get the hours, set up. So I'm gonna move my Greg Maloney tribute to hour 13, and then we can really focus on getting those last blocks done. And what that means is that during day of, people still might be able to sign up. Now, people might drop out, like a person who is going to do a live set might get sick. So do check the spreadsheet. I'll put the spreadsheet. I've never done one of these live ones, but if it works like the normal ones from a computer work, then I'll be able to drop that spreadsheet in the show notes, and then people can check that out. I don't, yeah, the shorts, which this isn't a short, but even though it's from the phone, so it should be on PeerTube as well, and I'll make sure and I'll make sure and get that in the description. So when that syncs, the description will sync as well. So I've been asked about file formats. I don't know. I assume that MP3 will work for Omar's system. I don't know what else would work, but I mean, waves are going to be huge, but probably that would work. OGS might work. I just don't know. You're going to have to talk to Omar. I think MP3 is probably the safest. Because I did mine on video, I had a question about whether or not there was going to be video. If you go to the Netlabel Day page, like one of the only like functional links on there is actually a link to the stream, and you'll see that it's not video. It's just I believe it's a 128 kilobyte stream. But it's gonna like downsample, so I don't think you need to like. I'd be shocked if you had to worry about actually hitting 128. So yeah, it's netlabelday.org. There's no link to the spreadsheet there. You'll have to go use the description here on the video for that. Things do need to be Creative Commons or some other freely licensable thing. So, I'm currently the lead of Friends of CC Music. And while we're working with Netlabel Day, we've not really like figured out any sort of like formal relationship. And even if we do, I'm not sure we're ever going to impose a strict CC on Netlabel Day, because there are some other freely licensable things. I mean, for one thing, like if somebody wanted to play public domain, I mean, there's no reason at all why somebody couldn't play public domain material, even though it wouldn't technically be under a Creative Commons license. I mean, technically speaking, CC0 is not a license; it's a public domain declaration. That's kind of neither here nor there. It is definitely Creative Commons, even though it's not a license. But you could release under the GPL, or really any open source software license. They're just not designed for content. They're designed for software. So, but you could do that. So, I think Omar is more about the spirit of things than the technical. I mean, I think some people are concerned about what like releasing music under the GPL, like what does it mean to like release the source? Like, do you need to release all your stems? Which I mean, like that would be cool. Like you should release all of your stems on ccmixter.org. You should do that, I think. But I, whether or not you want a license to require everybody to do that, it might make life complicated. I'm gonna try to make this light here. We're gonna speed up just a bit. Should be reasonably straightforward to make it across here in 10 seconds. Yeah, like I said, reasonably straightforward, but I would not have made that had I just walked. I am gonna write this up, so if you're like, man, I would like to just like copy and paste this, or whatever, then I will do that. Probably I'm gonna have time to do that. I need to make a call to a friend that I think was gonna do a 15-minute Netlabel Day set. Probably do that before I write it up, because I did tell him I was gonna write it up. I mean, that I was gonna call him, so I'll probably do that. Yeah, so it goes from, and depending on your time zone, through July 12th through July 16th, but it's a 51-hour event. I don't think that we have any live events this year. That's something that we're looking to change next year. Rhino and I are trying to figure out what we want to do in Jackson, Mississippi next year. That won't probably be on Netlabel Day, since I think Netlabel Day is a Monday next year. It'll probably be on that weekend before, but that is a thing for Rhino and I to figure out. If you are hosting a live event, please do leave a comment in the show notes. Omar will have a list of everybody that contributes, either new music, or a DJ slot, or live performance, whatever's happening. One thing that we've been doing is we've been talking about these the 51-hour slots on the spreadsheet as being DJ slots. It's not strictly speaking true. That's just been shorthand. John Worthy and the Bins, they are doing a live performance, and anybody else that wants to do a live performance now, I think it'll just be audio on on the stream, but there's no reason you can't say, hey, go to my website, watch the video. If you want to do a live video performance, you could certainly do that. English is not required. I think probably most of the folks are speaking English. That's one thing that I really want to personally improve on in the future, is getting more folks out of Indonesia in particular, because they have a really strong scene, but also China and India. Of course, they do speak a lot of English in India as well. But I'm not sure what else people really need to know. Of course, this isn't great for the whole getting more people in India involved. India has a half-hour time zone offset. The spreadsheet doesn't deal with the half hour, and even some countries have like a 15-minute times offset. The half hour and the 15-minute ones are not on there, so you're just gonna have to figure that out yourself. You'll start on the half hour for you, but sign up on the spreadsheet. Any suggestions you have for how we could get more people involved and do a better job, definitely leave those in the comments. But also, we're gonna have a debrief on August 4th, so that'll give Omar some time to just sort of catch his breath afterwards, and everybody else too, of course, some time to reflect upon what went well and what didn't go well. And also selfishly, I have a race on August 3rd, so I'm going to be out of town the weekend before August 3rd too, that last week in July. So I guess we could have done it the weekend right after Netlabel Day, but it's not. I don't know. Omar might want a free weekend to not think about Netlabel Day. So Netlabel Day. You don't have to be on a Netlabel. I think that part of the whole thing about a Netlabel is that you're democratizing the music industry. Anybody can set up a Netlabel. And so if you're releasing music as an independent artist without any sort of label, then Omar, his definition of Netlabel is basically that you have a Netlabel. Now, I think that makes sense, from a if you look at Netlabels, strictly speaking, as a means of distribution. Now, I think the modern term Netlabel really is about curation. It doesn't really it's a legacy name. I think net labels, if people, that's maybe I do think net labels do great work. I mean, I help operate one, so obviously I think I understand what they provide. Um, but we have on Block Sonic musicians that release sometimes on Block Sonic and sometimes don't release on Block Sonic, and it's like not a big thing. Um, but yeah, I think that might be a call to action to Block Sonic and other net labels, if people are thinking that, either music listeners or musicians, like if they think that the net labels are not adding value, then that may be an opportunity to look in the mirror and say, well, what value are we providing? So that's going to be a topic for another day. That's not really the a net label day FAQ sort of topic, but yeah, the what is a net label sort of thing, I think is very pertinent topic. But basically what we're talking about here is freely licensed music that anybody can curate and put out on their website. So if you got a website and you got music on it, we're calling it a net label for the purposes of Net Label Day. So I am back home, and I don't really have anything burning that I think I need to share. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it. And like I said, I'll get some sort of written version of this up on friendsofccmusic.org, hopefully today. And when I do that, I will be sure to put that in the show notes. All right, now I have to figure out how to stop this. I see I have an X, so I'm gonna see if that X does the job here. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay.